made the comment earlier about Daredevil. I feel like Daredevil did it better.
Yeah. You're talking Daredevil, the TV,
not Ben Affleck. Okay. Sorry, let me
make
the
sure
Netflix Daredevil,
which is now only on Disney.
But they have unedited it. They have not edited it.
Really?
Yeah, these fuckers edited. Okay, these fuckers edited the Muppets. Those bastards.
Here's my thing with Disney, real quick.
Wait.
No,
Disney posted the Muppets on Disney Plus and they edited it.
Yeah.
But you're saying they didn't edit?
That's what they're saying, that they did not edit.
Here's the thing. We can talk about, they brought Deadpool over, and they said, we're not going to do anything to it. If Disney's smart, they create a adult area, like call it Disney After Dark or Dark
put it
Disney.
on Hulu, for God's sake.
Dark Disney or whatever. Just
Dark Disney. I don't think that's going to work, dude. Yes. That's like Dark Web.
I mean, I would be okay with that. Because they would make me say, okay, they're growing up at least a little bit and going to catering to everybody.
Potty humor's fun.
And by the way, I had to redo my Disney because now they've got a age sensitivity thing on there now. And it says, well, you're set for only 14-year-olds.
Oh, you have to do your setting?
I'm like, what? When did this happen?
I didn't have to change anything.
Yeah, mine popped up. I had to redo the... It wouldn't take very long.
Maybe because it can see me jerking off to DuckTales. I don't know.
Yeah, well... That's why I got tape all over my cameras.
DuckTales.
Woo!
So...
It's a good show. The new one's good.
But you're right. Anyways, go ahead. It's unedited?
That's what the article I read said.
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet. Now, I'm actually looking forward to watching it because I love that. And we'll get into... Actually, I think it's a good segue. Do we really have anything else to say about the Batman?
No.
I think we beat it to death.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah, you think we're moving on? So let's hit the Netflix thing a little bit. They're adding the Netflix series, Luke Cage.
All the Marvel.
Basically all Marvel, period. End of story that they have is going on
Except
to...
for Logan.
See, now why not Logan?
That's where I think Disney's going to... I think what they're doing is they're saying...
Okay, they're going to take Deadpool, but they're going to balk at Logan?
Yeah.
Because Logan actually has a message. Deadpool is just shitty humor.
It's probably just the licensing rights thing. Logan's licensing hasn't...
It's a good point.
Brought up.
Ian McKellen a while back said something to the effect of he likes the X-Men movies because they have something to say. Yeah. The Avengers movies, the DC movies, they don't have shit to say. X-Men has something to say because it's about racism. It's about something important. And I agree. And Logan, I think, is the culmination of that entire thing. So I hope they eventually get to do it. But back to the Netflix stuff. I'm looking forward to watching Daredevil again because Daredevil characters have now shown up in 2 new Marvel medias. Daredevil showed up in Spider-Man.
Yes. No Way Home.
No Way Home, which we haven't talked about yet. I don't know. That's what I want to do.
I thought we talked about that.
We all went to the movie.
Yeah.
Did we go to that movie?
That was our last show.
Okay, my bad.
You should have posted it.
I need more weed. Hang on. I did post it, actually. Anyway, but he showed up there.
Yes.
But this we definitely haven't talked about yet. Kingpin showed up in Hawkeye.
Yes.
Oh, the TV
yes,
series.
He did.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
he showed up, and D'Onofrio is one of my favorite MCU villains as Kingpin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's amazing, and I wanted to see more of him. And did you guys watch all of?
Yes.
And you didn't watch it? Did you watch it? What the fuck?
You're talking about Hawkeye, right?
Talk about Hawkeye.
I've only watched half of it.
It's cute. I liked it.
But
what the fuck?
Yeah, he just.
Okay.
That's not how the Kingpin goes out. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was so excited when the Kingpin showed up. I was like, oh, D'Onofrio's back. This is fucking badass. I'm going to see him beat somebody's head in the car door again. You know, it's fucking great. And they fucking kill him. They just fucking kill him. Well, what? They shot the bastard. I get that comic books, they come back and they live and they fucking miraculously, last week you were wrong. That's the new cliffhanger shit. But it was so lame. Like, they took one of the best villains on TV I've seen in the last 20 years and fucking neutered him. Really?
Best villains you've seen in 20 years.
On TV? Yeah.
Really?
Compared to who? Give me an example of something. I said one of, first off. Give me 3 examples.
Ooh.
Better than him.
The last 20 years. So
on TV.
I can only go back to 2002.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back further? We'll allow him to go back further.
So what? Battlestar? Okay, the Cylons. That's on there.
No, I would say the person I probably hate the most, and that's Leonard from Big Bang Theory.
I said villain, dickhead.
He's a villain.
How is he a villain?
Dude,
he's a victim, if anything.
No, he's not a victim.
It's always putting Sheldon down.
No.
He doesn't deserve Penny, I'll tell you.
That's for damn
That's
sure.
definitely for sure.
For damn sure.
I've watched those recently, and holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow, she was fucking gorgeous. She's okay, but my point being is that they did him a disservice.
They did.
And I feel like
I don't buy he's dead. Anyways.
I'm hoping he's not, because that's not the way to go out. I really enjoyed We've talked about it many times. I really enjoyed Netflix's Daredevil, and the big reason I enjoyed it was because of D'Onofrio. And I don't like D'Onofrio in everything. I didn't like him in Jurassic World. He fucking annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him in a couple other things. The Cell, The Cell is an interesting movie, but no interest in watching it. But then you watch something like Full Metal Jacket, or you watch Daredevil, or even some of his other stuff. That he's outstanding, huh?
Criminal Intent.
Criminal Intent. Yeah. He was great in that for years.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. I didn't watch that in years. Yeah, it just did him a disservice. So, what else? Let's hit Marvel a little bit. What did we just watch recently with Marvel? Watch Spider-Man, but something else. Oh, Venom. Now we're getting into the DC, or into the Marvel Venom.
Yeah.
So Jay told me today he hasn't seen the first one. Or the second one. I know that.
I haven't had a chance to do it.
Have you seen the 1st or the second? Seen both?
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first one. I liked the second one a lot. I wouldn't say I loved it, because it's kind of the rehash of the first one.
A little bit, yeah.
But I will say that Woody Harrelson, some of the Natural Born Killers references were pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were there.
And he got to be a little goofy as well, I feel like. In Let There Be Carnage, Woody Harrelson plays Carnage. He plays the human part of him.
Favorite.
Now, I don't really, to be fair, I don't know a lot about Carnage. I know he's an offshoot of Venom.
Yep.
But I will say in this one, Jay having not seen it, I can't believe you haven't seen these movies, because they feel like they're right up your alley. Again, you have to buy them. They're not available anywhere. But Eddie Brock, played by Mad Max, what's his name? Tom Hardy. He's a very... he's kind of an unlikable character because he's such a loser. He's really a loser. He creates his own shit. Everything wrong in his life is his own goddamn fault. And Venom comes along and makes it worse. But Venom points it out. You suck, basically. And the frickin' frack odd couple mentality back and forth is the best part of that show, which they continue into the second one. I feel like I don't like the way it ended. What was your thought on Let There Be Carnage?
I watched it so long ago, I can barely remember most of it. I've been watching so many shows, trying to get ready for this one. That was one that I thought we were going to cover, or we even talked about covering the last.
I think, this has been out long.
And then when we didn't,
I hadn't seen it until since then, though.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I can't really. I like it because it's not a movie that you expect to just bring down the house. So it's one of those. Okay, I'm going to watch it. Okay, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
Not like, okay, it's Batman. I'm going to go and watch this.
You're disappointed.
Now I'm disappointed.
I love that they teased the whole
this
connection.
was like Ant-Man to me.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting a lot out of Ant-Man and loved Ant-Man. Still love Ant-Man. Even the second one. So when I see something like this is like their throw something out there that's a little different than the other stuff that they're going down. And like I said, I even like the fact that he showed up at the Far From Home at the very, very, very end credit.
And the blip.
Yeah, I started laughing about it. I was like, okay, yeah. But when it comes to things like that, I view them in the category of Ant-Man. Like, you've got your A characters for top superheroes, and then they'll throw in a couple Bs, and you're not expecting anything out of the Bs, and they're the ones that are actually not that. They're actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But, so that's how I view Carnage. I view it like I do Ant-Man. Because I heard a lot of people complaining about Ant-Man. I haven't really heard anybody say anything about this one, but I liked him.
I love the way Woody played crazy in this.
Mm-hmm.
The whole "I've tasted blood." That ain't blood. You know, he was really great in it. He was really amazing.
Well, that's what makes the Carnage character so important, is because that individual that the symbiote takes over was a psycho.
Yeah.
So it went hand in hand, the symbiote craving and him craving, and that's what made Carnage such a dangerous character.
What I love, though, the part that sticks in my head the most out of Venom Let There Be Carnage is when they walk into the church at the wedding, and Venom sees Carnage for the first time and goes, "No, we gotta go!" Like, he's a red one. No, we gotta go. Just say goodbye, Eddie. You know, it's like, and he's like, what? And it kind of reminded me of Ruffalo in Avengers when the Hulk's like, no. Like, what do you mean, no? It was just like that. It was the same kind of thing.
The thing with that movie is he would start getting in a conversation, or like something would just be going on. All of a sudden there'd be a voice and nobody's lips are moving. And I'm like,
oh, when he's having the conversation with Michelle Williams at the restaurant.
And I'm like, well, then who just said?
Tell me you
oh,
love her.
that's right. I keep forgetting.
Tell me you suck.
Because you can get into the point where you just forget he talks randomly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he'll say something, and you're like, it was nothing to do with what was going on right now. And which makes me laugh. But there's times I'm just like, did I miss something? Did I fall asleep? Nope, that's just him being him.
The roommate back and forth fighting when he trashes his apartment and then comes out of his body, goes downstairs and trashes his Ducati. He yells at the window. He's like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And then goes and parties like, "These are my people." It's definitely, Jay, you've got to see the Venom movies. They are actually, you would like them. They're funny. They're really good.
They give that Hulk that sense of humor, that dark sense of humor.
I agree. That Deadpool kind of has, but Deadpool's a bit more fourth wall, kind of bringing the audience in. This is more like we're just laughing at the shit going on.
What do we think about the next couple of movies up that's in the Marvel?
Well, now, Sam mentioned Morbius.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Moon Knight is coming out as well.
Knight,
Now, to be fair, I don't know a lot about Moon Knight.
I don't know.
I know he's kind of the Marvel Batman.
It is.
I'm reading right now, I've been reading the Deadpool trilogy, and I'm now reading Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, which is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. And Moon Knight's in it.
Okay.
And this is actually the first comic I've read with Moon Knight in it. And he is very much Batman. He's...
He was Marvel's answer to Batman.
Yeah. And literally, Batman's all black, Moon Knight's all white. Like, that's how different.
Both are rich billionaires. The difference, I think, is Moon Knight plays a lot of split personality. You see that.
Is there like a god he's involved in, like some kind of belief
Yeah.
structure?
So, in a nutshell, he dies in the desert, or dying in the desert. The god Honshu says, "I can save you, but you got to work for me."
Kind of like Naboo, kind of like Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But somehow he fractures and schisms. So the person that he was as Moon Knight, he creates this identity that somehow, and that's what you're kind of seeing in the initial first parts of this Moon Knight series is him. He doesn't realize that he's got split personality.
So at night he's running around fighting crime and doesn't know it.
Doesn't know it.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting because in actually the comic books he actually has 4 personalities.
Oh shit. That's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah. So
That's like
we'll
Split
see.
right there.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was just waiting, but you're right. It's exactly.
Well, actually, you know what? I would love to see them continue that because Split, of course, goes into Unbreakable and goes into what's the one with Glass. Glass is the other one. And those are actually amazing.
Yeah.
Those are fucking
we
amazing.
literally just talked about this at work Friday. They're like, oh, have you seen Unbreakable? I'm like, yeah, I've seen Unbreakable.
Of course.
And I go, you know, it's a trilogy, right? Everyone looked at me like,
What?
What?
are you talking about? These are like 60-year-olds. And I'm like, it's one of 3 movies. They go, they're all
They're like a decade apart
I'm
each.
crazy. And they're going, no. I go, yeah, because there's Glass. And somebody goes, yeah, Glass. Yeah, you're right. Glass is one of them. Somebody else goes, yo, you're right. I remember now. Same people. And then I go, and there's another one. I couldn't remember Split.
Yeah.
So I had to look it up. I go, yeah, see, here, Split, da-da-da-da. And they're like, what? So now that's probably all they're doing this weekend is watching those. So
I kind of want to watch them all together now. I've watched them separately.
Split was a trip.
Split's, yeah, McAvoy,
trip.
holy shit, man. What the fuck?
He did good, man.
He did really good.
Crushed it. What are we talking about? Movies coming up?
So
Yeah,
what do you
more-
think about the Marvel?
I'm looking
start
forward
with
to
Marvel. So we got Moon Knight.
Oh,
We've got
Morpheus.
Morpheus, Doctor Strange 2.
yeah.
Okay, let's go with Doctor Strange 2.
Okay.
Because that comes right from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So basically, Doctor Strange 2 looks to me from the trailer like he's paying the price for meddling in the Spider-Man situation.
I think so.
And the kind of, I want to say, dark Strange that showed
Strange
up
Supreme.
in...
It's Strange Supreme.
Strange Supreme that showed up in the cartoon
Yeah,
from
What If.
Marvel, What If.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it, but they're not giving away too much, it seems like.
Because it sounds like, from what I have gathered, that there's actually going to be almost kind of like the TVA aspect of council.
We're talking about the Time Bureau.
I'm talking about the Time Bureau. I'm just talking about there is a council of multiverse entities. It has Professor X. It has a couple other individuals in there.
Because the trailer clearly has Patrick Stewart's voice in it.
Patrick Stewart. Tom Cruise plays the actual Iron Man. In that,
Yeah, I heard about that.
So basically, what it is probably just little quick, brief cameos, but it's showing that multiverse aspect. It's not always the same, but there's people that govern, I guess, maybe.
Okay, regulate.
And Strange Supreme is probably the ultimate Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Obviously. He did the one thing he was supposed to do.
What, meddling with reality?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we did talk about that, because, No Way Home did kind of irritate me. Like, Peter, that's been the theme of all the Spider-Man movies, that Peter doesn't pay for his fucking mistakes. Like, he keeps fucking up royally. And it's like, when is this kid going to get his ass handed to him? And, of course, we thought it was going to happen at the end of when they gave his identity out. Yeah. And then he just fucking fixes everything in the next one. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I loved Garfield, and I loved Toby, and I loved that. I thought that was great. But, yeah, I'm kind of done with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I'm kind of just like, let's move on to a different Spider-Man at this point. Although, if they're going to put him with Venom, all right. Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange 2 is, I'm actually looking forward to.
It's been how many years? It's been a few years.
17?
Yeah. No, that's not what I mean. Since the first Doctor Strange came out.
16, 17?
2016, 2017 is what he's saying.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Not years ago.
I was going to like, what? But yeah, that's a number of years for a sequel. Now, granted, he's shown up in a couple of movies since then.
And I enjoyed Doctor Strange for what it was.
Oh, I
Me
love
too.
Doctor
Yeah,
Strange. It's a trip. I love it.
And I think this one is too. So we'll see. And then...
You think What If's going to play into it?
I think so.
Yeah.
If what?
What If, the cartoon on Disney.
I mean, if it bring the Watcher in, I wouldn't be, Morbius. I probably have more interest in it. Sounds like you would. He wants to see it.
Morpheus.
Because I like
Morbius or Mobius. That's
Mobius.
Because I always like the darker stuff. So dark DC, dark Marvel.
I hope it's dark. It seems
They
like
owe him Jared Leto. I like Jared Leto in a lot of things he's in.
I liked him in Blade Runner, and I liked him in. I loved him as Joker, actually.
Yeah, he was good as a Joker. He's great in the Dallas Buyers Club. He's great in a lot of things. He just shows up, and you're like, God damn! I keep forgetting this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
And why is he just randomly? That's why I'm like, okay. And since I don't think they did him proper with the Joker, him getting Morbius is good. I'm entertained. I'm intrigued, especially since it's his type of darkness.
Now I'm into the vampire thing. There's a lot of vampire books and movies that I really do like. I love Interview. I love the Blade movies. I don't love Twilight, but there's other ones that I really have enjoyed over the years. Bram Stoker's Dracula, the original novel, all that stuff. I find the vampire mythos interesting. Now, that said, again, as I've said many times, not a Marvel kid, never read those comics. I have no idea what those comics are about. I've seen pictures of him. I kind of got a gist idea. But there's no history for me going in. Whereas in, like, the Batman, for example, today, I have a fucking buttload of history in my head as I'm watching this, so I'm constantly comparing it. Now, sometimes I'm surprised by that. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. I'm surprised by going in and not having any prehistory. Hoping this is the same way.
I'm in the same boat. I didn't read anything about it. I just saw it, and I know of the character or the who he is and what he does, sort of. But when it comes to reading it, no. I read a bunch of other things and plus, did they even really go into deep comics? Not when I was a kid with him. He was more of that when I got that comic and I flipped through all the superheroes because it was every page had a different superhero and all their stats.
Oh, the Who's Who stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they had. He was involved in various arcs. I don't recall him ever.
Seems like I remember him popping up in Secret Wars or
He
something.
was probably in that.
Maybe.
He was in a couple other things like X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Now, he's an anti-hero, right?
He's an anti-hero.
He started as a villain.
He's not necessarily bad, but his intentions aren't always.
He's a vampire.
Yeah, he's
He's Deadpoolish.
Yeah.
Without the humor.
Yeah, yeah. With more gravitas, apparently.
So I'm willing to get.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have Thor: Love and Thunder coming out. I think at the end of the
But I
summer.
haven't seen anything from that one
Not
yet.
a thing.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot's coming out.
I mean, we were just talking about Natalie Portman earlier. I'm not sure how well she can pull off being Thor. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
I've seen some pictures behind, scene pictures. He looks fucking jack badass. So go for it.
I mean, it's magical, so of course it can make sense. But the thing, I don't know. I feel like Hemsworth gave it a, I don't want to say reality because it's not. It's completely fantasy. But I think he gave it a believability.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's going to be hard to duplicate.
This is actually based off later comic book art of Thor.
Okay.
Love and Thunder.
Right.
Where
I know it's a series. I know that's already been done in the
she
comics.
actually does become Thor.
Right.
As she's dying, she has to battle with the fact that she's not going to live, but she still has to. Yeah.
I still hold out hope that Beta Ray Bill is going to show up. He did show up as a picture cameo in Ragnarok on the wall,
He'll show up soon.
but I would really like to see Beta Ray Bill show up because
I have hope.
for you guys, do you know who that is? I know you don't. Beta Ray Bill is an alien that became Thor for a while. Like, he was worthy and became the Thor. And he's basically a big buff kangaroo with a hammer. He's pretty awesome. And his head was on the side of the Game Master's tower in Ragnarok. He was one of the characters. Like, oh, that's Beta Ray. Yeah, I keep kind of... Well, I'm holding out hope because Marvel's not exactly blowing up my skirt lately with a lot of the stuff that's coming out. Some of the TV stuff is okay. Obviously, I enjoyed Loki. Yeah. Loki was a lot of fun.
Loki was good. Loki was just...
Loki
that's
was
what
great.
It was. It was good. It was fun. It was
yeah.
I can watch this.
Hawkeye was cute. Like, I didn't
I
care
can't
much.
watch Hawkeye. I'm like,
it was It's a Christmas show. It's like, all right, fine.
It's such a money.
And she's great. The girl's great. What's her name? I forget her name. She's pretty good.
I think what's happening, what you're seeing is to start with the whole phase 4.5,
7.
5. Well, it's
phase
5.
7 by now.
They're starting to bring in some bigger baddies, but they're building up to something. What I think they're building up to is after King the Conqueror, they're going to knock them out.
Who showed up in Loki.
Right. That's usually when Fantastic Four will show up.
You know, that's interesting because,
Galactus. They're going to be bringing Galactus. That's what I'm thinking. And they're going to do it right this time. After the third time of fucking doing Fantastic Four. Have to do it right.
Well, we've talked about that one before. Because
we don't need to beat a dead horse.
Yeah. So, I do want to ask, though, let's shift subjects a little bit here. Is anybody watching the Star Trek shows? No?
Yeah.
You? Okay.